Here we go then into the final corner. Nice and controlled at the front here. Back of the pack this time, not bunched up too much here, but let's see if we're going first time of asking. Yes, we are. We are away and racing down in towards turn number one. And again, good start. Watching from the outside. Ella Hakkinen round the outside. Can she take the lead of this one? The answer, no. She just slots into second place. But what a start there from the front. There's drama at the back. There are several karts involved in an incident at turn number one. I will try and tell you who they are. And it's starting from Sujana Dandu, then Flavio Carrier is there as well. Looks like Oscar Singh also involved there. Amaru Adriansen is stuck. Zachariah Dole is stuck as well as Sanjana Dandu. So that is very unfortunate for the Dandu sisters. Unfortunately, both stuck in that incident at turn number one. We do hope everyone is okay, but of course they only get the one chance to get it restarted, and it looks like all of them have not managed to get that restarted. So many drivers out of this race. Race continues though as the drivers make their way back over the start-finish line. Here's a change to the race lead, down in towards turn number one. Oh, but there were yellow flags at turn one. That might be a question mark there over that overtake. They did clear halfway through the overtake, but I still saw a flag waving. So is there going to be repercussions there, or is Ella Hakkinen leading this race fair and square? Well, right now, big send down the inside. James Anagnostiadis retakes the lead of the race. Now through goes Toby Gale. Gale is already up into second place. That is a brilliant start, and immediately goes defensive against Ella Hakkinen, who now goes down into third place. Angelina Simmons there in P4, trying to get involved in this fight as they all go through. But I think Simmons has just dropped down a little bit there. No, she's there in P5. Reipold is there at the moment in P6. All just trying to make their way through. She's in P5. There's Enna Pizzuto on our timing screen at the top of that, but I believe that may be a timing glitch as drivers cross the line again. It is Gale who leads the way then. Toby Gale from James Anagnostiadis. Ella Hakkinen there in third place ahead of Angelina Simmons in fourth. Nice close battle here for the juniors as all the drivers make their way through. Egon Pedrotti, fastest lap of the race, 56.913, is making their way through. Here's a replay of the start. What happened there? Well, there you go. Just 3-4 karts at the same part of the track, all fighting for the same piece of track. And unfortunately, the back of the pack, nothing they could do. They just got collected there. And one of the karts actually bunny hopping at the stage of that race. This is Ella Hakkinen going down the inside at turn number one. Now, just watching the inside here, there you can see there is a yellow flag waving in the background. And right, now is that yellow flag showing that the whole sector there is under yellow, or is it after that yellow flag? That's the ultimate question. So we'll have to see. We've not seen any investigation flags come out just yet for it, but at the moment, she might be okay here. Gale leads the way then, ahead of Anagnostiadis. And what does that mean for the intermediate classifications? Well, Toby Gale would be joint on 94 points as out of the pit lane there goes the number 34. That is Enna Pizzuto. That is a driver who we've been seeing at the sharp end of the grid with the timing glitch. But now, yeah, back into the pit lane. So maybe a timing glitch there and maybe fixed already. Anagnostiadis retaking the lead, though. Change there while we were looking at the replays, but still there. He now moves up into the lead, now trying to break away from the rest of the field. Gale there back into second place. Has not dropped off the back and actually might be going for the move again. Yes, he is. Down the inside through the final chicane. Gale retakes the lead here. This is good stuff, but it's keeping the whole field closely intact. Here comes Hakkinen to the inside, and Anagnostiadis just slams that door closed, denies Hakkinen the chance to get up into P2. But Gale leading the way, 5 places gained for him. He started this one in P6. He's made some great moves, but now he's going to have to make some more moves here because down the inside goes Anagnostiadis, 2 wheels on the grass. How on earth did he make the corner there without sliding off the circuit? But Anagnostiadis leads the way now ahead of Toby Gale. Gale's going to fight back immediately, though, denying him the chance. Simmons has got up into third place in the background. Hakkinen has gone down to P4 as these two continue to go wheel to wheel here as they exit out of turn 14. Onto the back straight they go. Simmons here could really get a run down into that final chicane. Down here they go. Watch him go defensive now for Anagnostiadis. Simmons to the outside, tries to get the switchback. Now keep an eye, Reipold is right there. The championship rival for Anagnostiidis is there in P4 and has closed in. Hakkinen looks to the inside. Islamov, Prodotti, Shilkanate, Marshall, they're all there. William Marshall's dropped down to P9. He'll be hating this one, but he knows that the race leader is only just up ahead. Anagnostiidis then holds on to the lead right now. Gale is still there right behind him as they try to break away from Simmons. But Simmons not able to capitalize on that battle just as of yet. Stays there, but now in towards turn number 12 and 13. Are we going to see a move here? Oh, it's Case Aziza off the circuit. The number 44 out of this race. And that is on the infield section there. That's the exit of turn number 6. And that is the danger of having such a close group in the midway point of a race. One position, one mistake, and you could find yourself just tumbling down the order. Unfortunately for Case Aziza, he is out of this race. Back with the front two, no change then at the top, as Egon Pedrotti's now has just tumbled down the order as well. Egon Pedrotti has fallen down all the way to the back of the grid as well, so that's possibly another retirement from that top pack. But it's Anagnostiidis who leads from Toby Gale at the moment. That's the battle you're seeing on your screens. Angelina Simmons is there in third place. Got Dinia Islamov, who's had a brilliant race. Dinia Islamov is up 6 positions in this race to be there in P4. Potentially could come away with a top 3 finish here. Hakkinen there in P5, still in a good spot. William Marshall's recovered back to P6 now, ahead of Connor Clancy. Shilkanate there in 8th place. Rypold's dropped down to 9th place now from Peruzzi, who's up into P10. We go on to the last lap at the end of this one as a big send from Gale. He wants to start the last lap leading the way. And now Simon Stoles has closed back in. Gale goes defensive onto the final lap of this second qualifying heat. He is looking to want to start on pole, but Anagnostiidis needs... Well, he can do this from second place. He can be on pole position for the final and get the maximum points being here in second. The only problem that he's got is that Angelina Simmons is right there. And now so is Islamov and so is Hakkinen, who just set the fastest lap of the race. Gale now is just going to try and back them up into each other here, because if Gale wins and Anagnostiidis drops to third, he would start on pole. That's what he's looking for right now, but he's not getting it. Down the inside goes Islamov on Angelina Simmons, moves up into third place, but Simmons fights back, nearly collects the front nose of Hakkinen there. Amazing control there as she tries to fight her way through that field. Back with the top two. Gale looks fine and dry. He goes really defensive into that final chicane. Anagnostiidis might have a run here. Out of the corner they go. It's not going to be enough. Gale's going to take the win ahead of Anagnostiidis. Angelina Simmons holds on to an impressive P3 at the end of that one. Islamov finishes in P4 ahead of Hakkinen. Marshall finishes in P6 from Connor Clancy. Vanessa Shilkanate, Rypold in 9th. And Linus Peruzzi rounding out the top 10. But Toby Gale, with that drive, puts him second in the intermediate classifications, joint on points with James Anagnostiidis, but with Anagnostiidis being on pole position today, he out-qualifies, which means it is Anagnostiidis who starts on pole position for the final and takes 25 championship points to his name. His championship rival, Kasper Rypold, in that one, finishing in 9th place, will certainly have to fight hard in that final. But it is Toby Gale who takes the win ahead of James Anagnostiidis and Angelina Simmons in 3rd place. Dinia Islamov, 6 places gained in that one. Superb drive. Bumps himself up to 6th in the intermediate classifications, which means he will start on the 3rd row of that grid. Of course, provisional, of course, everything we say here. There's a look then at the full results. The top 10, we've been over Isaac Say, just finishing it outside the top 10 in P11. Sadamat Soy, much better result this time around, P12, ahead of Axel Nocom, who gained 2 places in that one to finish P13. Emilia Wiszomirska finishing in P14 ahead of Sevilla Pavaznaya, finishing in 15th place. Victoria Farfus, we didn't mention her much in that race. There was so much happening at the front, but 14 places gained for Victoria Farfus. Fantastic result for the Brazilian. She'll be happy with that one. And that will certainly help her out going into the final later on today. Katrina E finishes in 17th place. Again, good result there for Katrina E after the retirement earlier on. Max Murray finishes in 18th place ahead of Matis Vitva. Michaela Hart and Charles Troxler. Ebris, Jurland, Kerr, Sabella and Pizzuto running out the finishers on that one. Let's have a look at the highlights. Front of the grid, all fine and clear. A brilliant start for Ella Häkkinen there. I thought she was going to go for the lead around the outside of turn one. This in the background, though, you can see karts getting pinged up into the air there. Amazingly, everyone staying on all four wheels, but clearly a huge pile up there at the back, which unfortunately we lost Sanjana Dandu, Zachariah Dole, Amaru Adrinson, Dudkovsky. We lost Gallen, Karia, the other Dandu sisters, Sujana Dandu, as well as Nilas Malik, Case for Aziza later on in the race, and then Egon Prodotti later on in the race. Race continued at the front then. This was a change for the race lead. Question mark over this one. Häkkinen going down the inside, but there were yellow flags that were just being cleared. There's a flag that is still waving, but that was being pulled in at that time. So, again, there was a question mark over that one. Anagnosiadis, though, retaking the lead. This was when Gale came through. Gale then going wheel to wheel with Häkkinen. Häkkinen just trying to squeeze the gap closed, but not able to fully close it there. Gale would then go for the lead on lap number 2 into that final chicane. Häkkinen would close back in. Simmons Torres would be right there as well. Marshall would close in. That was the 34 of Enna Pizzuto just pulling into the pit lane there. Going through, I think, was just ahead. Was going to get a sea of blue flags. Didn't want to get caught up in that lead battle. Gale back down the inside and back into the lead on lap number 4. Anagnosiadis, though, later on with this superb move here, found a gap. Well, yeah, that was actually half a kart off the track there, going for that lead move. Brilliant kart control to make sure it didn't run out wide. It was all for nothing, though, because Gale went back down the inside literally a few corners later on lap number 5. Simmons was there in 3rd place as the two just again continued to swap positions all the way throughout that race. A superb effort for the top two, but that, of course, it just meant that Gale was there. Kasper Reipold then closed right in. This was Reipold's best effort to really try and take it to now current championship leader James Anagnosiadis. There, unfortunately, the retirement for Case Aziza. But it would be a win for Toby Gale. Joint on points then with James Anagnosiadis, but with Anagnosiadis out-qualifying Toby Gale, means he would start on pole and take the maximum points